I'm Keith. I'm from Nebraska. Just got my first bear.
All right, very nice. Did it come in sneaking on you or what?
A little bit, yeah. Only seen it for 15 seconds.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
So you saw it quite a while, 15 seconds. So.
There's a bear. Bang! Pretty much is what happened.
All right, well, congratulations.
You're all legal.
All right,
You're
perfect.
registered and everything.
Okay. That's what I like.
I'll have him pull the tooth and I'll get the tooth sent in for
Okay.
you.
Perfect.
Okay, I got to run into Grand Rapids and get my side-by-side, my 570, which is in the shop again, because this time we had a tire that came off the rim way back in the middle of nowhere, and Jake and Sterling had to walk about a mile down the trail to get back to their truck, and then they had to go to cell service where they could call me. So Jake and Josh went out there in the middle of the night, not the middle of the night, but like in a cold, dark, rainy, windy night, and changed a tire on the side-by-side, and so I had to take it in. But anyway, that's just one of the drama things that have been happening. I'm going to give you an update on some of the bears that were shot and stuff like that here a little bit later in the video. But for right now, since I got a minute here to think, I just wanted to show you one hunt and how this happened, and a really surprising ending, I guess you would say. So this is a bear that was shot by Jeremy on the second day, and it's a yearling bear. And as you can see, I will show you, the first thing I'll do is I'll just show you the video, and you watch very carefully where the arrow enters this bear, and then you think about where do you think this bear was hit and what vitals it hit. So here goes. Okay, so after the shot, Jake went out there to help him recover this bear, and he followed a blood trail for about 60 yards, and it was just a speck here and a speck there. And Jake's a good tracker, so I trust him to find the bear. Well, anyway, they sent me this video, and they said, what should we do? Because all we can find is a speck here and a speck there, and we're running completely out of blood. And we've gone about 60 yards, and so I texted him back and I said, let's just back out, because it looks like a high gut shot to me. We need to give it 3 hours. So how many of you saw that shot and went, okay, that's a high gut shot? Raise your hand. Okay, almost everybody's hand is up. So anybody that watched that video would say, okay, yeah, that's a high gut shot, and maybe you could have got liver. So in the meantime, Jake and Jeremy came back to camp, and I texted this video to Brian Johnson, the anatomy hunter. And I said, Brian, what do you think of this shot? Do you think we got anything other than guts? And Brian texted me back, and he said, well, the bear was quartering away a little bit. You probably got the offside lung. And I'm like, really? I mean, no, really? Anyway, after 3 hours, they went out there, and they went quite a ways. They really blew that bait up. Unfortunately, they're crawling through bear tunnels, and I mean, it's really, really thick back in there. It's on the edge of a swamp. It's one of the reasons why it's such a good bait. And they found the bear, and it had gone about 120 yards at least. We got the bear back, and we opened the bear up after skinning it to see what vitals that broadhead hit. And believe it or not, the broadhead went through the back of the offside lung. Now, if you look at this, you have to realize that these lungs are really small because they're completely compressed. There's no air in them. And, their lungs are like this when there's no air in them, and they're like this, like, I don't know, 4 times as big when they're full of air. So this lung was probably full of air when it was shot. But I thought you'd be interested in this because no one, I don't think, except Brian Johnson, because he really knows his stuff. Most people would not look at that and say, oh, you probably got the offside lung. But he did, and we're really glad that we recovered that bear. So let's talk a little bit about how things have gone. I did a short video this morning, and I'll play that right now. Well, here it is, I don't know, 6:30 in the morning or something, and it is cold, and it's been cold and rainy and windy for days. And we have somehow got 6 out of 7 hunters their bears, and we've had to pull out all the stops. Dave and Rita have really struggled. They have been sitting in the cold, miserable rain over and over for hours, and we decided to take Dave out in the morning. He agreed to do it. It was Josh's idea to go and take him in before daylight, because we got this one bait that has bears that keep coming in between 9 and noon. So Dave agreed to get up like early, and we had him in the stand before daylight, and sure enough, one of the bears came at 9 o'clock and he shot it. So we're really fortunate to get that. So Rita's the only one that hasn't got a bear yet, and she hasn't even seen a bear. And because of the really difficult conditions, she has at times, you know, not sat for the last 2 hours of daylight. She's pretty well checked out. I mean, this is their last day of the hunt. I would be surprised if they don't just go home today, because I don't think she could take any more. Very unfortunate, but there's nothing I can do about it. We did everything we could. This weather has really put the kibosh on the bear movement. You know, tomorrow's supposed to start getting better again, so we got another group of hunters coming in next week, and the weather looks pretty good. So it's really unfortunate that this unseasonably horrible weather worked against us in the ways that it did. But a couple of the hunters filmed their hunts, which will be cool. I'll be able to bring that to you. We've also got 2 of the 4 semi-guided hunters got their bears, and one of them filmed it. I haven't talked to one of the others for a couple of days. One of the guys sat last night until dark in that miserable wind and rain and did not see anything. So, I mean, we give them 2 active baits per hunter, and it's been really tough for them. I do have another bait that has a bear on it that I could just kind of add that to their collection. Bill has been taking bait up to them every day so to make sure they have plenty of bait. It's been a tough week. I don't want to sound too negative. Like I said, we got 6 out of 7 people their bears, which sounds like it's a lot better than what some of the outfitters around us are doing, so I feel pretty good about that. I got to go make French toast and warm up some syrup, and we actually have the fire going inside today because it's so cold out here. We'll see you again in a few days.